Hello everyone, welcome back to Blind 75, and today we will solve contains duplicate. This teaches us how to eliminate the repeated work. Let us see the problem statement, what it tells. We have given an integer array nums and we have to return true if any value appears at least twice in the array. Means if any element is duplicate, then we will return true, and return false if every element is distinct. It means if every element is unique, like every element is unique, then we will return false. If it is duplicate, then we will return true. This is very simplest question we have seen. So there were some example. Let us see one by one. In the example 1, I can see like this 1 is repeated again in the same array. So the output of this solution is true. Simply we have to return true or false. We don't have to check any value, index, anything else. We have to check for the duplicates. If it exists, then we will return true. If it doesn't exist, we will return false. Like this, two more examples are given. In the example 2, we can see that nums contain unique elements. There is no duplicate element in this. So we will return false here, as the output is false. We have returned false. And in the example 3, there were many duplicate elements, so the output we have returned, which is true. Okay, let us see the constraints of this question. What this constraint tells us about this question. I can see in the first constraint, nums of length is greater than equal to 1 and less than 10 raised to 5. It means like 10 raised to 5 is a very larger length for an array. So if we use any unoptimized solution here, it could be very much slow. So we have to look for constraint, like we have to optimize the solution. We will optimize it later, but first we will try with the brute force solution. Let us check the second constraint. The second constraint is nums of I. The I is the index, and nums of I means elements which were there in this nums array. It can be negative also and also be positive. So we will handle this case also. Okay, let us assume first like there were n number of elements in nums array. So if I want to check there were duplicates, the most simplest solution could be I would check every pair in the nums array. So I would do this by taking nested loops. Okay, so this could be n cross n. Like I will check all pairs, then it would be n cross n number of operations. So let me start. For index 1 in range of length of nums, and you have to make sure that you don't use the same index again in the second loop. I will use the second loop here. For index 2 in range of, I will start this second loop from index 1 plus 1, because I don't want to use this index 1 again. So I would use index 1 plus 1 comma, and it will go up to length of nums, and now I will check, are these pairs equal to each other? If nums of index 1 equal to nums of index 2, is it equal to each other? Then what we have to do, if it is duplicate, then we will return simply true. Return true. If it isn't, then we will return false. Okay, let us try the solution now. Okay, there is an error because of the spelling. We have used 2n in length. There is only 1. Let us try this now. Yes, we can see this works for all the 3 test cases. So I've done what? Used two loops here. The first loop ranges from 0 to length of nums. The second loop ranges from index 1 plus 1, because I don't wanna use the same index again. So I've used from index 1 plus 1. Yes, and we checked for every pair, is there any common element duplicate found in this num? If it is, then we will return true, and if there is no duplicate, then we will return false. So there is a problem in this solution. Like, the problem was that it is we used two nested loops and it could be very slow. So we will optimize this solution by using an hash set. The reason I am using an hash set, because I just want to store one value. Like, I just want to store just a value, not the index of it, just a value. If I have to store the index and value both, then I would use hash map, but I would use here a hash set. Let me show you with an code. I will use a variable here which will be set. It will store the scene values, means the values I will eliminate the repeated work by using this scene variable. We know that the set has a lookup of big O of 1, that's why I used this set here. So I will use a loop to go through nums for value in nums if value in scene. So see this, what I am doing in this, my condition was that I am looping through the nums array and then checking if each value is it available in scene. Scene is the variable that holds the previous value I have gone through in this loop, and I will store this scene again. I will update this. So if it is in scene, that means this is duplicate value, then we will return simply here true. And if it is not in scene, then I will return false here. And I will update the scene here, scene.add. We will update the value in a set by using .add. So I used .add here and the value we want to store. So yes, this is my approach to do this question. Let me try the solution now. Okay, this works. We can see all the three test cases are working perfectly. So what we did in this solution, we used a variable scene which is set. We used a set instead of list or any other data type, because set has a lookup of big O of 1, which is the best solution we can do. Yeah, and then I used a single loop to loop over nums, and in this loop I check is this value is in previous value seen or not. If it is in the previous values I have gone through, then we will simply return true, and if it is not, then we will return false, and here we will updating its value. Okay, let us analyze the time and space complexity of this. I used a single loop, so the time complexity of this is big O of n, and the space complexity is also big O of n because of this set variable we have using here. This variable, this stores n number of items. It can go up to n, because it can go up to n number of items. Yeah, that's it. Okay, if you like this solution, you can see my other videos also, and you can complete this blind 75 whole solution sheet